Hey guys, I'm back with more late age statistics. It's turn 19 um, in our four players disciples game, and we've got another set of developments here. We've reached enchantment 5, which is kind of like the LA statist requirement, because with death 3 on all your Sorrowmancers up to randoming death 4 potentially, that's a lot of Horde of Skeletons cast. This is really mostly just a defensive measure for me right now. I don't have plans to use it against any other players so far. We get a Desert of Bones. This gets the Sorcerer of the Sands unit. Fire 2, Air 2, Earth 2, potentially with randoms. This isn't essential this game. Me and Caelum cover all these paths for site searching and item construction, but I am going to recruit a few, and I'm going to send them around my lands and potentially around like some of the other players' lands too, just so we can get more site searching done. It's almost a liability where it's located. This is right next to Ulm, already in a province that I don't really want to have to defend, but will defend, and it's so far away from my cap. No other sites. And we got a few battles here. There's a theme. The theme is attack Tien Chi. So there's a number of small raids, and there's this force that's coming in that's actually going to be a force. This is actually a kind of efficient attack by Caelum here, going after Tien Chi. This is really the fourth team we're engaged with at this point. No, I guess I wouldn't count the Pythium team. So the third team we're engaged with. Team Tien Chi is on the same team as Arco in this game, another nation we can barely see. But yeah, he's just gonna stomp through those guys. Not really worth watching yet, just because it's just light raiding, but we'll see how that develops in the next couple turns. But that's 4 provinces taken from Tien Chi in a single series of raids. Have a look at see what that looks like on the map. One, two, is it more than 4? Is it 5? Yeah, it looks like it's 5. 5 provinces taken in a single swoop. That's a whole bunch of income denied, a whole bunch of resources from the capital denied. Tien Chi has got really one thing going for them in the late age. General Confusion has an excellent video where he plays Tien Chi. I guess one of those is the Ancestor Vessels is a thing that they have, these howling magic bows. But really these barbarian horsemen and heavy horsemen that can be recruited outside of forts. So recruit anywhere heavy horse with lances and composite bows. So you can do things like hold an attack and actually get a few shots off before you engage with a lance, which has a heavy charge. And these are recruit anywhere. Those are the 2 big assets for this team, for this nation. And then there's a few national spells and like how you would actually implement this nation is probably definitely, well, it's definitely beyond the scope of this video. But these units here are really interesting when it comes to playing the nation. And then Arco is on their team is down here. Marignan and Zabalba are on a different team. So this is kind of a relatively narrow border that Caelum is trying to take advantage of to go after Tien Chi. To potentially could get supported by Atlantis here, but Atlantis doesn't have units in the area to project any force. Let's see what the other battles are. So there's a few more expansions. The Ghost King, we should see where this is. Ghost King has gone in here, taken out some ichthids, and this is in an excellent central location. proximate to both Pangaea and Bogarus's cap. And it has a resource bonus and a gem per turn. So it's actually a pretty nice province if you can get it forwarded up so that Atlantis can actually recruit some units there. Their underwater recruits actually aren't ideal, but they would want it to they want their underwater forts to mostly as a defensive measure, because you can't underwater. I don't think you can get Ice Guard. You can get these units though. But underwater you get the Mournful Mother, so Holy 2 can preach up to 5 Dominion on a temple, and of course the all-important Forgiving Father. Yeah, so that's Atlantis jumping in underwater. We take out another underwater province, so we're pushing our way slowly through the underwater. Atlantis takes the last of their lake. So Atlantis is feeling like they've just about finished expansion, I'm sure. We take yet another province off of Ulm, being terrible neighbors here. So Ulm expanded down to here initially, which is fair because I expanded to here, but he's about as good at projecting force as I am. So I'm going to use these set of Falchineers here, and just as a critical mass, and just going to keep taking territory around this little quadrant. Yeah, then Pangaea attacking Utgard and winning. This isn't really worth watching because 32 center cataphracts against no PD is not really a problem. Atlantis taking another province back from Bogarus. This looks like an Ixtid province. Where is this? Sutha. Oh, I'm going to have to fiddle with my settings a bit. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. 4. Suthu right here. So this is an Ixtid province. Okay, I thought it might be underwater. Oh, but it isn't because of these guys. So just a few units here. These are Atlantis's cap units, not these guys, but these are swords, or whatever you would say. Come with they're some of the units that Atlantis gets with magical weapons. These bone glaives, with additional weakness, armor negating damage, like very cool, very cool weapons. Two-handed, so it gets the strength bonus if you can buff your strength. 25 damage is a lot. So that's Suthu right there. And then there's some counterattacks here coming from Bogarus. 2 coming back into Bogarus's lands. And then Caelum with yet another expansion. Where are you finding these provinces? Oh, so this wasn't taken from Tien Chi, this was taken from Independence. I see what he did here. This is a relatively high income province for a mountain province. Lots of gold in this area. Lots of gold in this area. Tons of gold here. That's like almost a cap's worth of gold. Same thing with these two. Caelum has some lucrative provinces. So does Utgard. It's really, we're the ones that don't have farmland. We did not get so fortunate in our neck of the woods. Although we do have some good gold provinces, so I shouldn't complain. We're getting another fort here. Just because we might as well. We don't need the resources now that we've finished expansion because we want to move away from recruiting our Falchineers. And if anything, we're going to recruit Poison Slingers from our cap. Poison Slinger for armor negating poison damage. This is pretty nice if there's no poison resistance on the other side. And I can mix it with Flaming Arrows as well for an extra fire bit of damage, because Flaming Arrows is going to be a thing. Our research is finished, so I'm going up to Alteration 4. Let's see if I can figure out what I was thinking here. What does alteration 4 get me? I hope I don't actually do this because it looks like it gets me nothing. Oh no, it's very important. Very, very important. It gets me swarm. So my assassins are these units, which I'm going to use as research monkeys. The empoisoners are 2 path, and they only come from my capital, but I can recruit 2 per turn, so I'm going to recruit 2 per turn wherever possible. I guess it's 1.5 per turn. They're assassins, and because they have nature, that means they can cast swarm. They also have their poison slings, just like I was looking at the unit, the empoisoner. Poison slinger, so they're like a poison slinger. But with swarm, these guys can cast 2 things of swarm, fall asleep for a bit, wake up, um, advance into firing range, and then fire their poison sling till they run out of ammo. And they are going to make very effective assassins. These things are excellent. I would say, honestly, if these things were recruit anywhere, rather than cap only, this nation might be, well, it wouldn't be too strong, but the nation would be much more competitive. In general, Citis in the late age is very restricted in what they're able to do, just because it's so death focused. We're still only getting normal undead at this point. Sending out another, or getting ready to send out another batch here. I'm going to be linking up 2 things of undead here. These are going to be commanded all by a single commander after this. And then I'm going to double back and then go over here to try and knock these things down. In the meantime, Caelum has got his work cut out trying to cut through Tien Chi here. And then this war isn't really going one way or another. Like, it looks like Pangaea is pushing in, but really this province here is closer to Pangaea than it is to Utgard. So like Utgard's still projecting force into this team's general vicinity. Yeah, just some units disappearing over there. What's going on here? Some more units disappearing. It feels like he lost a commander somewhere. I don't actually have access to these other guys' turns, so I can't see the world from their perspective. But yeah, this feels stalemate-ish on this side with between Pangaea and Bogarus. This feels like Caelum doesn't quite have enough stuff, but he's quickly going to have enough stuff if he shuts down Tien Chi any harder. Like, Tien Chi expanded okay down here, but he's not really supported by another teammate at this point, so he needs to fend for himself against Caelum. And then we're trying to, like, keep to ourselves mostly, but actually going to take a few provinces from Ulm. Provinces that probably should be mine. Anyway, that's turn 19. Let's check out turn 20. Alteration, going for that swarm. Lilium Vale is a death site. We're the subject. So I was just talking about assassins, and we get assassinated. Here's a serpent assassin. So these are recruit anywhere assassins that scale walls, so can be very useful in sieges. And they carry a bless too, so like there's certain kinds of blesses that you would take here, mostly in large, that could make them more powerful. But they've got like a Serpent Chris, so death poison on damage, so if you get hit, you're gonna get poison because 35 armor negating poison damage. Like, you don't have 35 poison resistance in this game. So yeah, killing my mages, sitting on one of my forts killing mages right now. So that's awesome. We give a province to Caelum because he wanted a province, so that's fine. We expand. We actually take some losses here. So we get a few Horde of Skeletons cast, And then what's gonna happen? Why do we lose our own troops? Oh, the Horde of Skeletons doesn't really intercept them perfectly, so the Ichthids get through. The Ichthids are amphibians, and then our guys are poor amphibians, so our attack skill and defense skill is just terrible. Like the whole premise of me trying to force myself underwater as a test just isn't a good one. Um, if we could have traded positions, like, and my team started really maybe how this team over here started, we could have been in a much better spot. Um, like give yeah, that wouldn't be quite fair. There needs to be another team with two water nations in it. Um, and I don't think there was one, because this is really a two water nation starting location. Yeah, so this is I mean, this is just a bunch of wolves. So Ulm gets wolf herders, which allow them to get wolves, which really you mostly use them to pop forts, maybe take buffs. They can maybe take buffs, but these are not good units. But you use them to patrol, and then you have a blood economy, and that's kind of good for Ulm because they get immortal vampires as a national summon. Um, Pangaea attacking Utgard with a Draken. So this is cool. He's out of his dominion, so uh, he doesn't get his bless, which is blood vengeance. He's not regenerating, but he is unsurroundable. He did just get an air shield off, which is good because Utgard brought a lot of firepower here. Temper Flesh. Okay, so decent protection plus damage resistance. This guy's going to be tough. What else? Mistform. Nice. So he should only be taking chip damage now until the Mistform pops, which it may never pop with this much protection and damage reduction. Although this guy's already going ham. He is still going to take chip damage. His Poison Breath, that'll do some damage. These ghouls here don't do too much, but they do poison damage. 24 poison resistance, that shouldn't matter. Just gonna be chip damage. This guy's defense should go basically to 0, which means every attack should do 1 damage. And it should start to add up. And then he's only gonna be able to kill a few units at a time. So what would have tilted this battle in this guy's favor? Probably regeneration. Regeneration with 12 regen per turn, he would probably be fine. Mistform would have to not pop ever. As soon as Mistform pops, this guy's dead. Yep, he's just dead. Also, these mannequins, which I don't know why Utgard has these, but if he summoned these, that's like next level gaming. These things get 3 attacks per turn with 33 fatigue damage, so that's impossible to resist. And would have just, as soon as they come into contact, this guy goes to sleep and he's dead. So that sucks for Pangaea. Well played to Utgard. Still projecting power for our team in that area. Pretty cool. Another stack of Zayedins going into Ulm. Oh, this is frustrating, right? I'm going to be frustrated. So we're getting attacked by Pythium? It's just troops. But it's already beginning. So this is us getting attacked by yet another team. So war all around. And this is the woods that are directly outside of our capital. And we had 10 PD here, and he's coming in with 46 millites. Phlegra, taking out some Lavaborn. Caelum, okay, so this is kind of interesting. So Caelum's using these Raven Guard, so 2 attacks, ambidextrous, size 3, so 2 per square. Um, these guys don't have shields, but they do have some armor. And it is warm out, so it doesn't make sense to necessarily go with these guys that get ice protection. Not really a meaningful amount of... Oh no, he's getting lesser air elementals. Okay, so there is meaningful mage support here. Air elementals are meaningful mage support. It's mostly PD, right? So his units are set to attack rear. So the first thing they're engaging in is just to cut through the crossbows. Crossbows would normally just absolutely slaughter these guys. They have no shields and not enough protection. And they're in close range, so crossbows would be bad. He's not going to kill the leaders, because there's another leader here. Oh, he does kill the leaders, and then they're routed. Or I guess they were routed beforehand. Yeah, just too much damage too quickly. With the flyers, just a critical mass of damage is all he needs in order to push through. And he definitely achieved that here. So very nice. Quite possible minimal losses. 14 units in exchange for, this is 25, 30 PD, probably. And just a few random commanders. I don't know why there's 2 commanders here. It's probably a mistake. But yeah, minimal losses. And does he pop it? Oh, the commanders were there. There's a fort going down there. There must have been a fort under construction in the area. Brutal. Brutal. Okay, Patala attacking Atlantis with a Nagini. So this is on land. Just one small unit here with just a great sword. So this is really to go after Atlantis' god, if anything. Iron Skin, Moss Body, Blessing, Personal Regen. I don't know if this would kill Atlantis' god. No, this wouldn't kill Atlantis' god. It's just a thug. Fairly effective thug though. If it was quickened, which it is not, it should be quickened because he has the research for it. Does he have the research for it? No, he's one short of the research for it. That's an effective thug to be coming through. Tien Chi attacking Caelum and winning. So this is a good stack of ancestor vessels and heavy horsemen. So cap only bows and general bows. But Caelum's not defending this province. Caelum is raiding. And he's done like a kind of a TikTok thing where it looks like he sent his units out all over the place and then he focused in this turn to take the Rasenna battle with a huge amount of PD there. This is a throne that Atlantis is taking. Tien Chi attacking Caelum. So a small fight here, but just a touch of a PD dump goes a long way. So Caelum with the psychology we understood here. Yeah, just a touch of PD dump and a small number of units, and he's handling this raiding party. And this raiding party would have handled a small bit of PD. Probably would have lost even to this. But very, very efficient of coming from Caelum there. The Kun Arl. We take another province from Ulm. We'll look at the strategic map momentarily. Atlantis attacked Bogarus in one, another small raid. And Nagini here, Patala attacking Atlantis but was defeated underwater. Let's have a look here. So I don't really, again, understand Patala that well. They're fully amphibious here, so he's not taking any penalties underwater. So he should get the full benefits of his bless. Now there is a bit of a PD dump here. And these guys should hit fairly hard. Although it's not gonna, they won't benefit hugely from cold power. These guys aren't vulnerable to cold. This guy's even cold resistant. Is that because he's blessed? Nope. So the Nagini was raiding on its own. These things are not Nagini. Sorry. Oh, they are Nagini. It's just in a different form. Wow. Go figure. So how does he win? Blood Vengeance is activated. He should lose. No, just too much firepower. Oh, the losses though. What was that? So the PD was just Tritons. It was really the troops from Atlantis that did the damage here. Through the Blood Vengeance. Even though these guys killed 28 troops, he still comes out ahead. Just barely. Kills everything. With these Arsarts and these Ice Guard. Both very effective. What's the protection on these guys? Is that what's going on? 16 protection? Right, so they're going to cut through. And then he just has enough troops that this, like, 8 attacks per square isn't enough. And he's not going to use the Poison Spit, is he? What is this? Yeah, that's a range attack. So there's no fire. You probably can't use the Poison Spit underwater. So it's really just 6 attacks per square versus 3 attacks per square. But 3 attacks per square of like these ice glaives doing, what is it, 24, 25 damage. And these guys have 16 prod. And they're doing, let's ignore the hypnotize because that's a stun, but a 21 and an 11. Yeah, 21 and 11. It just comes down to quantity. Wow, well done to Atlantis. Another chunk of gold. Krakens come into Atlantis' territory and lose. And we find... Why are these guys outside our fort? What's going on here? Oh, I'm just site searching. I should have seen it when I looked at the PD. I was like, what's going on with Pythium here? But yes, the Griffin Riders will murk this guy. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the development. This sucks for me. 46 millites on the way. You could check my cap with this potentially. Probably, I guess not. We anticipate that he's going to move here. He could have moved here. So here's a PD dump with heavy cav and crossbowmen, like a heavy PD dump. More than I needed. Like, I drastically overcommit in this game, but like I'm playing really scared, and I probably should be playing a little closer to the edge. So these millites, let's have a look at them just quickly here. I see javelins, and I see spears. And when we see the scripting, I think we're just seeing them. Oh no, they are set to hold. They shouldn't be set to hold. They should only be set to hold if he's thinking PD. So maybe he's thinking PD here. He doesn't see oh, he does see this guy here. So this is definitely bait. I assume that the 46 aren't going to be enough to overwhelm these guys. So these things are on attack. So I'm hopefully going to get a layer of Horde of Skeletons off before they come in. And then tons of Horde of Skeleton casts after that. 4 mages I'm bringing to this fight. And 100 undead. Just to counteract this guy and stop him from raiding. I'm raiding onto this fort, which may or may not pay off. I can't remember. but I have to stop my own expansion, sadly, because of this attack. So this is the first hostile action by Team Pythium, uh, Midgard, and Vedheim. So yeah, I attacked Ulm. These guys attacked us. Caelum attacked Tien Chi, and this team here started attacking Pangaea and Bogarus. So we're definitely by and large belligerents. So I shouldn't be too upset that I'm the one facing a little bit of heat here for just one of our fronts. Yeah, more site searching, and I think that's the turn. Let's check out turn 21, and I'll call it an episode. Okay, alteration, 3 soon to be 4. Get our assassins online and deadly. This is a big deal. Endless caverns, we find the cedar pillars. Let's have a look at that. So not only is it 3 gems, but it's an enchantment bonus 30. And not only is that enchantment bonus 30, we are playing LA Satis, and we have revived Tomb Kings for 23 death gems that we can get a 30% discount on. That's 7 less gems, I believe, with the rounding. A 7 gem discount on our Tomb Kings. With this site, our Tomb Kings go from generating us maybe 5-6 gold a turn worth of units to making about 10 gold a turn worth of units. So every death gem I get just got a lot more valuable. So the more death gems we can accumulate, really now, we can actually become a power in this game with that 30% discount site. Not that we will, but if I had the death gems to spend, we would. So the assassin strikes again. Unfortunately, this time he hits a Sauromancer, and Sauromancers are very good in assassination attempts, because even with the default AI, which is what this game is played with, they cast Horde of Skeletons. Caelum attacks Tien Chi with a small force. This is Mercenaries. Loses, that's fine. We'll look at that in the strategic map. Bogarus attacking Atlantis and wins. So the Astropelagists are going to be doing air elementals. Yeah. So air elementals is the theme from Bogarus, as it should be. Air 2 is a good path for air elementals. He can do Power of the Spheres to hit air 3 if he wants. Maybe he can get Storm up, air 4. Here we go. Let the fighting begin. So we put some undead into Pythium's lands. Not sure what province this is. I think this is just High Woods. So I would have sent a small force into High Woods to deal with his PD. Yeah, High Woods. So this is the province he attacked last turn. And I was anticipating he would move off of it into this province. So let's watch this fight. So this is 46 of his militae. We have our PD. I didn't bother buffing the PD at all, so it's 10 PD. Supported by Horde of Skeletons cast. And he's on hold and attack, so we're going to get a Javelin. No, he's on attack, not fire. So he could have been on hold and fire. But he goes with hold and attack, so no use of the Javelins. And we just have overwhelming mage superiority here. I brought way too many units. Again, the theme of this game is the same thing with that 50 PD dump I just did. Like, I didn't need this much here. I didn't need this much here. But that squad is eliminated. Oh no. I lose this fight though. So we have hordes of skeletons coming from that. And we have a PD dump here. This is PD dump, and these guys are excellent. And they are not going to be scripted to hold an attack, so they will use their javelins. We're fighting in cold now. These guys are cold-blooded, so that sucks for them. Their encumbrance with old age and cold-blooded just adds up to a lot. So even with, what, 2 casts of Horde of Skeletons, he's already at 50% fatigue, when really he should be able to get off a lot more than this. So that's 2 casts. Are these guys going to soak up some javelins? Nope. These guys are attacking. Oh no, there the javelins come. So I do manage to rout some of his units, but unfortunately my Sauromancer routs. Maybe if my Sauromancer, no. This is just strictly a good thing that my Sauromancer's getting away here. I'm losing. I've lost the chaff. It's a cold province. I would need probably 1 or 2 more Sauromancers to have won this fight. So I'm quite fortunate that he runs. Let's actually look and see how much damage I did to the PD. So 24-ish PD. Definitely in the 20s because he gets the 2 commanders. And yeah, we just do a small dent to the PD. Really not enough. We take a province off of Phlegra. Oh, we run into Phlegran units here. This might have been an accident, I think. But yeah, we do end up killing some units of Phlegra. We're not going to see anything here, I don't think. Yeah, he does have some Phlegran crossbows. These guys are dirt cheap slave crossbows. But they're not buffed. Flaming arrows would make them ridiculous. My units don't have shields, so it would just cut through me. But a lot of Falchineers do chop, 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 and we cut through them. Okay. Yes, we already saw this. This is action province here. Continues to be an action province. Even in turn 60, it's an action province. Some magic beans, that's cool. Assassination attempt. A ghost kills an empoisoner. This is unfortunate. This guy was just out sight searching. If I had had gems on this guy, he would have done swarm. Oh, but I didn't have the research. Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Just a moment. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, then this is also too bad. This is an event. This is a divine mummy. I think it's a story event, actually. Attacking one of Pythium's lands. These things aren't too hard to kill, but like it's a plague carrier. It's going to disease nearby units. It has death curse. It does have some magic items, like Scepter of Authority can be fun. Combustion on a scout could be nice. Command is pretty nice, like again to turn a scout into a commander. And Enchanted Shield isn't anything special, but it's at least a magical shield, which at least, I mean, my team could use, and I know this team could use it as well on any of their heavy thugs, super combatant style pretenders. So yeah, that's too bad for Pythium, losing this province. So here's the strategic map. We are contained. There's a PD dump here, so I don't have the forces to go on that PD dump. Thank goodness we kill this before it can keep raiding around, because it'd be really frustrating having to go through here. We need to get a lab here, and I think these troops... Oh no. I'm thinking aggressive as well as defensive. They're going all over the place. So one guy's going here to build a lab and to start summoning undead leaders. One guy's going back here because I'm worried about this front. One guy's going here on the offensive, and one guy's going here just to hang out, I guess. Yeah, so this guy doesn't actually have any troops. So he's just going to site search. I need to search nature underwater because I want to find a kelp fortress. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to find one here. Caelum is centralizing a little bit, so this was a light raid. This is like a heavy-ish counter raid back. So remember, these guys get big charges on their first strike, so that's why they're melting so much. And Caelum tried to do a PD dump, but it's not going to be enough to really tilt the scales here. These guys all have shields and like reasonable hit points, so it's hard to do too much damage. It's unfortunate that he lost this much, but like what really matters here is the Spirehorn Warriors. That's what he's counting. He's going to be counting his flying units. 20 PD, yeah, sure that sucks, especially in a heavy cav province too. Like you would hope for more, but these things are pretty easy to underestimate. The Barbarian Heavy Horseman, the charge bonus on the lance charge, quite effective. Composite bows allow them to just hang out in a clump, which is exactly what you want to do against flyers. Hang out in a clump, wait for the attack, then fire your composite bows. But he does have this doom stack coming, so Tien Chi is still under heavy pressure at this point. Heavy pressure. Over in this part of the world, some deep raiding, I guess. And Nagini loses. Oh, it's the same one. Iron Skin, Moss Body. So 28 prod, blessing, personal regen, enlarge. You're losing? You're so strong though. Oh, yeah, you're not that strong. And you take a morale check. Fair enough. Bogarus cutting in here. Still no infrastructure going up around here. Oh, there's some more infrastructure for Atlantis. Good. Utgard. So I was a little frustrated with Utgard here because like I thought he could have been grabbing these provinces, but I can see why going into Pan makes sense here. Basically, if you can contain a player, then you get to keep their land. Like if I can contain Ulm here, then I get to keep all these provinces that really shouldn't be mine, just because he's so weak that he can't go out and take provinces. Conversely, Pythium Vedheim can contain me here, then they get to keep all these provinces. And really, like, I want to get these underwater provinces for myself. So it's kind of like without diplomacy, there still is diplomacy, but it's more related to force. And maybe in hindsight, we shouldn't have been at war with all of our neighbors. We're at war with all of our neighbors except for Zabalba. Zabalba, nobody has touched yet. And the funny thing is like, as the game progresses, Zabalba is the one player we should have touched, because his team is going to get attacked most heavily, and we're going to be the one team of their neighbors that doesn't really capitalize on that. Yeah, not that you would think to attack Zabalba, because, like, honestly, if I was in Atlantis' position, like, just keep your lake, ignore everyone else, and then like focus on like this super narrow border that you have here with Bogarus. Totally makes sense. Anyway, that's turn 21, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again with turn 22.